Before we begin tonight's story, leave a comment and tell us which city you're listening to Midnight Letters from. And if you're still here by the end, try giving the story a rating from 0 to 10. Now then, let's begin. I am sitting in my car in the driveway, staring at the front door of my own house, and I can't bring myself to go inside. My hands are shaking on the steering wheel. I'm 30 years old, and I feel like I'm 80. If you looked at my Instagram, you'd hate me. You'd see the American dream. The 4-bedroom house in the suburbs of Houston, Texas. The 2 beautiful, energetic little boys playing in the sprinkler and standing next to me. My husband, Mike. He's 34, a deputy sheriff. Tall, handsome, the kind of guy who coaches Little League and opens doors for old ladies. Since the day we started dating, people have told me, "You hit the jackpot, Sarah," or "You're so lucky to land a guy like Mike. He's a protector, he's solid," and on paper, they're right. He doesn't drink, he doesn't gamble, he's never hit me, he brings home a steady paycheck, he's the guy everyone calls when they have a flat tire, but nobody sees what happens when the front door closes. Nobody sees the financial infidelity. Nobody sees the emotional neglect. Nobody sees that I am drowning in a marriage where I am less of a wife and more of an ATM machine and a housekeeper for a man who prioritizes his toxic extended family over the woman he vowed to protect. We are on the brink of divorce. A perfect family is about to shatter, and honestly, I think I might be the one to swing the hammer. For the first 6 years, things were okay. We didn't fight much, mostly because Mike was never home. Between double shifts at the precinct and helping out his buddies, we lived parallel lives. I worked my corporate HR job, handled the kids, handled the bills, and kept the peace. The nightmare truly started 6 months ago when my father-in-law died suddenly in a car accident on the interstate. It was a tragedy, of course, but in my house, grief didn't look like sadness. It looked like chaos. The day after the funeral, the vultures started circling. I'm talking about debt collectors. My father-in-law, the man Mike idolized, had been living a lie. He left behind a mountain of secret debt, credit cards maxed out, loans from shady characters. My mental health took a nosedive. I was trying to manage a grieving husband, a toddler, and a 6-year-old with undiagnosed ADHD who was climbing the walls, all while trying to decipher financial documents that made no sense. That was the first time the word divorce flashed in my mind like a neon sign. It hadn't even been 50 days since the funeral. The grass hadn't even grown over the grave. And yet, Mike's uncles and cousins were already swarming the house, asking for loans to cover funeral costs or hinting that they needed money. I snapped. I told Mike, "I have never seen anything like this. Your dad isn't even cold yet, and your family is picking his pockets." Mike exploded. He defended them. "That's family, Sarah. You don't understand how we operate. We help each other." But the breaking point of that period was the garage incident. My father-in-law had a workshop full of expensive tools and equipment. I spent my entire weekend, my only days off, sweating in the Texas heat, cleaning it out, cataloging items to sell to pay off his debts. I didn't complain. I grew up working class. I know how to hustle. Mike's Uncle Rick came over. He didn't lift a finger. He stood there drinking a beer, watching me haul heavy boxes. Then he made a comment I will never forget. He looked at a set of power tools and sneered. I'd ask for those, but I know Sarah would give me a dirty look. She's probably counting every penny. Your dad wouldn't have wanted us to beg for his stuff. I froze. I have never been stingy. I have cooked for these people. I have bought birthday gifts for their kids. My parents, who aren't rich, gave us $50,000 for our down payment on this house. I have never asked Mike's family for a dime. I dropped the box I was holding. I turned to Mike, tears streaming down my face, humiliation burning my skin. I screamed, "My parents gave us a life savings for this marriage. I have paid for every Thanksgiving dinner. And your uncle dares to call me greedy over a drill. Why didn't you defend me?" Mike just stood there looking uncomfortable. He didn't want to cause a scene. Later, I realized Uncle Rick hated me because 2 years ago, he asked to borrow $1,000. I said yes. He never paid it back. So the next time he asked, I said no. That was my crime. Setting a boundary. That brings us to yesterday. The second breaking point. My job has been a nightmare lately. Layoffs are looming. My boss is micromanaging me, and I am carrying the entire mental load of our household. I get home at 6:30 p.m. completely drained, only to start my second shift as a mom. My oldest son, Leo, is struggling in first grade. He can't focus. He's impulsive. Yesterday, his teacher emailed me saying he wrote nothing all week. He just sat there. When I try to help him with homework, he screams and throws things. I am running on fumes. So, I walk in the door yesterday carrying groceries, my laptop bag, and the weight of the world. Mike is sitting on the couch. He looks up and says casually, "Hey, my cousin Jerry is having his housewarming party next week. We're chipping in for the outdoor kitchen setup." I already sent the money. I stopped dead in my tracks. Outdoor kitchen. Mike, how much was it? It was $700 for the three of us cousins. I felt the blood drain from my face. It wasn't just the $700. It was the audacity. See, a few months ago, Mike's older brother was renovating his house. Without asking me, Mike transferred $2,000 to him. "It's a loan," he said. "We haven't seen a penny back." Before that, another cousin needed bail money, $1,500. Mike paid it. I found out when I saw the bank statement. But here is the kicker. Last month, my own brother, my flesh and blood, was in a motorcycle accident. He needed help with his deductible and rent while he was out of work. He asked to borrow $2,000. When I brought it up to Mike, he sighed. He rubbed his temples. "Sarah, we're tight right now. The inflation, the mortgage. I don't think we can spare it." I had to tell my brother no. I had to shamefully tell my own family we couldn't help, while Mike was treating our joint account like a charity fund for his relatives. Just recently, my younger brother was getting married. He asked for a small loan of $500 to cover the deposit on the venue. I didn't have it in my personal savings because I pay for all the groceries and kids' clothes. I asked Mike. He ignored me. He literally pretended he didn't hear me and turned up the TV. But for cousin Jerry's outdoor kitchen, the check was written before I even walked in the door. I put the groceries down on the counter. My hands were shaking. "You sent $700, I asked, my voice trembling. "You didn't ask me." But when my brother needed help after his accident, we were too broke? Mike stood up. His face changed. The nice guy mask slipped. "Why do you always bring up the past? Jerry is family. He's hosting the party. We have to look good." "Look good?" I laughed. A hysterical, manic sound. "We are drowning, Mike. I am drowning. You play Santa Claus to your family to feed your ego, while I have to beg you for help with mine. This isn't the first time. It's the 100th time. Whenever his family calls, he jumps. Whenever my family needs something, or I need something, it's an inconvenience." I was already on the edge. Then I sat down with Leo to do his homework. He wouldn't write his name. He threw his pencil. I snapped. I yelled at my son. I'm not proud of it. I smacked the table. I was projecting all my anger at Mike onto a 6-year-old. Mike came storming into the kitchen. He didn't ask if I was okay. He didn't tag in to help with the homework. He got in my face. He started using words he never uses in public. "What the hell is wrong with you? Are you crazy? You're acting like a psycho." He switched to names. "Bitch. Ungrateful." He looked at me with pure hatred. "You're always complaining. You think you're so much better than my family just because you went to college. You're just a stuck-up snob." I stood up and fought back. For the first time in 7 years, I didn't de-escalate. I screamed back. I told him he was a financial child. I told him his family was a leech. My chest started to tighten. Acid reflux burned my throat so bad I thought I was having a heart attack. I couldn't breathe. I sank to the floor, gasping. Mike didn't help me. He grabbed his keys and walked out. "You're dramatic," he said. "I'm going to my mom's." I drove myself to urgent care that night. I had to call a neighbor to sit with the kids because Mike wouldn't answer his phone, sitting in that cold, sterile examination room, wearing a paper gown, waiting for the doctor to tell me if I was dying. I had a moment of clarity. The doctor came in. "It's not a heart attack, Sarah. It's extreme stress. Your cortisol levels are through the roof. You have severe GERD from anxiety. You are literally making yourself sick." I lay there and cried, not because I was sick, but because I was alone. I have been married for 7 years, and for 7 years I have been on a hamster wheel. Wake up, get kids ready, work 9 hours, pick up kids, cook, clean, do homework, laundry, manage the budget. I've not gone out for coffee with a friend in 2 years. I haven't bought myself a new dress in 3. I haven't had a single day just for Sarah. Meanwhile, Mike goes fishing with his buddies. He goes to family meetings, which are just drinking sessions, with his cousins. He is the hero cop to everyone else, but at home, he is an absent roommate who steals my money. I realize lying on that hospital bed, I am single. I have been a single mother of 2 children and 1 adult man for 7 years. I went home. The house was dark. Mike hadn't come back. I opened my laptop, but instead of checking my work emails, I opened a new tab. I searched for divorce lawyer in Houston. Then I searched financial infidelity signs. I started reading, and it was like reading my own diary. Lending money without spousal consent? Check. Prioritizing extended family over the nuclear family? Check. Gaslighting you when you ask about finances? Check. I felt a strange sense of calm. I wasn't crazy. I wasn't stingy. I was being abused, financially and emotionally. Then something popped up on my Facebook feed, a memory from 5 years ago, a photo of my ex-boyfriend from college. I clicked on his profile. Curiosity is a dangerous thing. He's married now. He has a little boy. I saw a post he made recently. It was a picture of his wife holding the keys to a new car. The caption read, "Worked double shift so I could get this for my queen. She works so hard for our family, she deserves the world." I stared at that caption. She works so hard, she deserves the world. I work hard. I work so damn hard. Why doesn't Mike see that? Why am I the enemy for wanting to save money? Why am I the bitch for setting boundaries? I realized I have been begging for scraps of respect from a man who gives whole loaves of bread to everyone else. I am writing this to you now, sitting in my kitchen at 2 a.m. The acid reflux is back. I know what I have to do, but I am terrified. I look at my 2 sleeping boys. I think about my parents, who are so proud that their daughter married a good man. I think about the shame of divorce. I think about starting over at 30 with 2 kids and a depleted bank account because my husband gave it all away to his cousin Jerry. But then I think about staying. If I stay, I will die. Maybe not tomorrow, but the stress will kill me. The resentment will kill me. One day I will snap and I will do something I regret. To anyone listening who is in a perfect marriage that feels like a prison, look at the bank account. Look at where the energy goes. If your partner builds a kingdom for everyone else but makes you live in the servants' quarters, that is not love. That is exploitation. Boundaries are not selfish. Wanting to know where your money goes is not stingy. And expecting your husband to prioritize you over his uncle is not crazy. I don't know if I'll file the papers tomorrow, but today I opened a separate bank account. It has $50 in it. It's not much, but it's mine. And nobody, not Mike, not Uncle Rick, can touch it. It's a start. Pray for me, because the war is just beginning. At this point, I think I need to tell you a few things. Sarah, take a deep breath. You are not crazy. You are just exhausted from being erased. To the world, your husband is a hero with a badge. But let's be honest. At home, he is a thief. He is stealing your peace, your security, and your children's future just to buy applause from his toxic family. That separate bank account you open today, that isn't just $50. That is your dignity buying a ticket out. Keep filling that account because you deserve a partner who treats you like a priority, not a piggy bank. We are with you. Thank you for listening until the very end. If you have a story, a letter you want to share, feel free to send it to me because maybe your words are exactly what someone out there needs to hear. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you won't miss the next letters. I'll see you again here at Midnight Letters. Good night, and may your heart rest gently.